Timmy and T, yeah, we raising the bar. Every sip's an adventure, we shooting for stars. Cut those wheels, take the scene, now we gliding in style. From the vineyards to the lounge, we redefining the mile. 4092 the base, where the legends reside. Mixing vibes, not just drinks, it's the culture we provide. Tuesday libations, Wednesday we scrutinize. Catch the flavor, feel the energy, we on the rise. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real. Yeah. Have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl T from Adventures of Spirits, and welcome to Spirit Scrutiny Shots with Scott. So today we will be tasting and reviewing Gran Corralejo. It's Anejo tequila, and I know we say it's shots with Scott, but today we're going to be taking sips with Scott because this is an Anejo, and you don't shoot Anejo, you sip an Anejo. However, take it, drink it, however you like it is up to you, but we're going to be drinking it properly today. So on to the screen, I have my co-host, Mr. Controversial Cruising. Woo! What's up, Scott? What's up, Scott? How's it going? Uh-oh. You're on mute. Uh-oh.
I am on mute.
Yes.
Mute. I didn't want to say anything, but in the intro, I was like, oh. No, I am excited. I'm ready. I have my Aventyor shot glass here. I got a little ice in case I wimp out a little bit, and then I have our Gran Corralejo. Corralejo.
Corralejo. You gotta roll the tongue. I took Spanish in middle school and high school and in college, and I can understand it, but I can't speak it, if that makes sense. So if someone's talking to me, I can make out what they're saying. I may not know exactly what the exact words, but I can tell you what they are saying. But the writing it, I can read it, but I can't like just freehand and just know what I'm doing. I just learned the alphabet and I just learned how to say the words, and that's pretty much it.
Well, do you know what Gran Corralejo is?
Yes.
Because I think it's going to be on the floor for me after this.
No, that is not true. We are not going to have you on the floor today. As a matter of fact, since we're talking about it, let me tell you a little bit about what we're drinking today. Okay. So this one seems to be a little special. I did get this in Mexico actually 4 years ago. Oh, wow. Got this out of Mexico 4 years ago. I only tasted it twice, and I don't remember what it tastes like. I don't remember what it tastes like, but I do remember I put it away up on top of the shelf because I didn't want everybody else drinking it. So I know it was good because I brought it here from Mexico. And that's where I usually get most of my tequilas from, is from Mexico. Some of them I get here, but majority of them I try to strive to get them from Mexico. But this Gran Corralejo is an Anejo, which is an aged tequila. Usually about anything over 2 years or more. Okay. And it's actually produced in Hacienda Corralejo is one of the first commercial tequila producers in Mexico. And this was founded in 1755. This one here is actually out of a limited production of just 2,000 cases. So after the 2,000 cases, they didn't produce it anymore. It's double distilled, so it's if I remember it correctly, and I'm actually excited about tasting it again, because sometimes you got to come back to stuff that you've tasted before because it may be different next time.
Of course.
And it's actually aged in American oak barrels with a minimum of 2 years. So here they say it's going to be sweet spice in terms of smell and in terms of The finish is going to be full bodied, and it's going to have a long finish, meaning that the flavor is going to last longer on your palate, even after about a minute. Yeah. And in terms of the tasting notes, they said we should taste some citrus, some grapefruit, lime, with a lingering flavor of vanilla wood type tone. So we'll see. The glass, the actual bottle is very, different, and it's called the Crown Jewel, which is why the bottle is shaped this way. And this was actually a replica of the 18th century Spanish royal crown. So they imitated that, and this is what you got. So I'm curious to see what it tastes like.
I am too.
All right.
I did my check too. I did this to see.
Did you?
To make sure there was nothing.
Nothing's in there. Nothing's in there. Only in the mezcal. We're gonna save that one for Cinco de Mayo. That's when we're gonna do that. All right, so Scott, let's go ahead and pour some, and let's have a taste.
Okay. Woo wee!
I pre-poured mine.
Oof. Did you chill yours?
No, I did not. I'm drinking mine's room temperature. Did you chill yours?
No, but I have an option if I want to.
Hey, whatever works for you. You drink it the way you drink it.
All right, we're gonna do a little bit in here first, just so I can taste it and see if I need to chill it.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah, it smells good. The notes are pretty much on point. It says little spice notes. A little spice. You definitely smell the agave.
Oh yeah. Definitely stronger than the Blanco that we had in the first segment.
Yes, agreed. And it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be, but it should be smoother. So let's go ahead and try that to the tongue.
Right. Cheers.
It's smooth. But you know what? It's not.
I don't need no ice for this.
No, I told you don't need ice for that one. But it does have a citrus flavor to it. I do taste the caramel, a little vanilla, but I just expected the flavor to be a little more bold. It's not bold for me. What is it for you?
It's refreshing for me. I honestly was a little scared of the fact that it was an Anejo. You obviously hear Anejo, and it's one of the tequilas that's aged the longest, right? So it should have, I guess, the most potency, right? So you could get a little scared from that, but I mean, this one, it is super smooth, and it goes down. It doesn't even go down like an Anejo, to tell you the truth.
It's nice and smooth. Definitely nice and smooth. It says you're supposed to also taste woody notes of chocolate, vanilla, and walnut. Did you get any of that?
Maybe on like the back end at like when it starts to fade, but I got the citrus on the tongue. I got the citrus. But yeah, now kind of a little bit. Now that a little bit. I like it though. Oh, this is a good one.
You know what? I'm not a fan of it. I don't like. Well, I'm gonna try it again. Let me try it again. Hold on. Hold on. Maybe I just need to give it another try. Hold on.
Oh, the smell is. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you like swoosh it around in the glass a little bit, that's actually where you get that's where I smell the vanilla and the wood now. Maybe it's got to like aerate or something.
Aerate, yeah, because on this one I do smell more of the vanilla on the second one.
Just go like that.
I do.
Yeah. But the taste, I'm telling you, the taste in the beginning is citrusy.
I think that's what it was, because this is the first alcohol of the day. So the second one, it is a little different.
So good.
It is a lot more, definitely a sipping one. Now I could use it. I don't need it over ice, but I probably would put this in a refrigerator to chill it and
Yeah.
drink it in the future, just not over ice because I wouldn't want it diluted.
What did I leave in there?
Okay. Huh. Well,
I like it. Let's put a little.
I like it, but it's still like I taste better. I taste it better. So I'm not. In other words, would I buy it again? No. Now, would you buy it if you found it?
I would buy it. Yeah. Now that I've tasted it,
Okay.
I would. Before we opened it, no. I
Okay.
was I thought I was gonna go.
Oh. Now, okay. So why would you say that? Have you had a bad experience with Anejo, or is it just what you hear?
No, with the Anejos in general. I mean, I guess I probably haven't. Well, one, I probably have had them on cruise ships, and I've probably shot them. So definitely not the way to go. You know, after you're so many tequilas deep, they're like, "Oh, would you like an Anejo?" And you're just like, "Yeah." You don't even know what you're saying yes to, and then before you know it, you're shooting an Anejo. So probably that. But I know we have a lot of Mexican restaurants here in Arizona, and I know they like to do a lot of their margaritas with different tequilas, and they actually, well, they'll tell you that it's like an Anejo margarita or something like that. And I've had it in and obviously a margarita or something like that. And for me, I don't know. Now that I'm having it by itself, I think they're better by itself than trying to mix an Anejo in a margarita. And I know it, is fancy, and they try to drive up the price. Obviously, oh, it's an Anejo margarita.
Right.
Gonna get you messed up. But it doesn't always mean that it's gonna taste the greatest. And for me, all of the memories of Anejo that I have had have not really been good until this one right here.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you experienced the Anejo the right way, which is by itself. Actually, believe it or not, even if it's a liquor that's supposed to be mixed, I always taste it by itself first.
Smart.
And then that way, if you like it or not. You know, you may say, "Ooh, I like it," but I like it straight. And maybe you'll mix it, but if you don't like it, then you definitely can say, "Okay, let me go ahead and mix it because I don't like the way it tastes by itself." Yep. But there's a couple of other Anejos that you may want to try, and I think we have 2 more Anejos on the list to try. So you'll be tasting 2 more Anejos on the list. You just didn't get them yet.
I love it. Yeah, no, this one. So this really it kind of reminds me of a drink that I would have either neat or maybe with a big ice cube or something like that. And I would have a shot and a half or something maybe after work. Like I feel like this would be a really good sip to have after a hard days of work or something like that. I really enjoy this one. I'm a big fan.
So I know you said that tequila is your favorite alcohol, right? Tequila. So usually they say people who like tequila or people who do you drink whiskey or bourbon?
I don't.
Really?
What if I have a whiskey or a bourbon, I'm usually having a hot toddy.
Oh, okay. So you use it for medicinal purposes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But because they usually say people who like whiskey and bourbon automatically like tequila because some of the notes and the flavors are the same. So, okay.
However,
maybe we need to get you with some whiskey or some bourbon.
However, I will say, right, my dad loves whiskey and bourbon too, and he is definitely a sip drinker. And as I'm getting older now, and I'm starting to, a lot of my friends are my parents' age too, as well, on YouTube and here, and I'm actually kind of learning how to sip a drink and actually have the taste for it. I'm like one of those margarita. Give me the margarita. Give me the
right.
Like, let's go to shots. But as I'm getting older now, I'm 36. But as I'm getting older now, I'm actually having the enjoyment of having a drink like this where I would sip it, and it doesn't have to be done in 3.5 minutes. I could take a half an hour if I want to, and I'm obviously enjoying as I'm doing it, but I'm enjoying it for the taste of the alcohol, the tequila itself, and obviously the feeling for a hard day's work. We love tequila for that reason, so I love tequila for that reason.
Okay, all right. So I have a question for you, and I always got to ask you a question while we're doing during the episodes.
I love it.
So the last question I asked you was, give me the most, I guess the most embarrassing moment with tequila, and you shared that.
I did.
And so this time, I want you to tell me what's the funniest experience you've had with drinking tequila. Like to the point where when you think back, you can't help but keep laughing because you may think back and go, what the hell was I doing? Or I can't believe that happened. Or and it might not just been you. It might have just been a group of you or maybe friends or a friend or whatever. Give me the funniest moment with the experience of tequila.
Okay, so ironically, how my other story went. The most embarrassing was it ended up in a conga line, okay?
Right.
This story is going to end up in the same way with some of the same people, but I'm going to preface why it was different.
Okay.
I started really falling in love with tequilas back in college. I had a really good friend. He's still a really good friend, one of my best friends. His name is Frank, and he worked at a place actually called Margaritas. Now I remember it. It was a Mexican restaurant up the street, and he kind of got me into the love of tequilas. And I shared that drink, the Horny Grandma, with Gran Marnier and Hornitos, yes, together. It was in a margarita. But there was one time, it was for my birthday, which is actually coming up. I had a habit of whenever my parents went away for cruises, I was the one who threw some house parties. Now, Mom,
oh my God, you was a bad child. Okay,
that house is way and gone, so you can't get mad at me now. And I'm sure you're already pretty new. But we used to throw some parties, right? We were always responsible, but there was about 20 or 30-ish people that would show up. And my buddy Frank, I think he was trying to play a trick on me. I don't know what he was doing, but he had told me he was going to come, and then he actually canceled, and he lived in Massachusetts. So we had to go up from Massachusetts to New York. And he told me at 9 o'clock at night that he wasn't coming. He barges through the door at 12:30, right? Most of us are pretty somewhat
twisted by then.
But we're all still having a good time. We're still playing beer pong and all that. He comes in with Hornitos tequila and Gran Marnier, right? And he goes in the kitchen, and he would do this all the time, not with both of those, but he would go in and he would be the bartender, and he just started filling up horny grandmas for everybody. He's like, who wants a horny grandma? We were all just like, yeah, Frank is it. Right? And he's like, Scotty gets 2 for his birthday, and everyone's just, oh my God. And we're just having the best time. And 25 minutes later, 30 minutes later, well, maybe, I don't know, I'm guessing. But 25, 30 minutes later, here we are doing a conga line through my entire house. We are having a grand old time. Nothing got broken. It was fine. But the horny grandmas, I guess, got to all of us, guys, girls, all together. And it was just all a bunch of fun. I believe I was either in the back or the front. I think I was in the back. And we were all just going, I think we were playing music. I think we were playing Little John at the time or something like that. It was crazy. And we just did a whole conga line around my house for 10 minutes. And we continued to have horny grandma. Well, it ran out a little bit. So we had horny grandma shots then. So we would fill up the shots and we would all have shot glasses. And yeah, that bottle of tequila and that Gran Marnier was finished probably an hour and a half after he got there from 25 to 28 people, give or take.
He came with a lot of horny grandma.
Oh, yeah.
So how long did it take for y'all to get twisted for real?
I
An
mean,
hour later, 40 minutes.
I don't even remember. Tell you the truth, I
And,
don't even remember.
and
Those were one of those.
What is it with the conga line?
I don't know. I don't know
Is
what
that
it
like
was.
the go-to for just like, let's just party?
Me and my friends, I have no idea what the whole conga line is, but it just most of the parties ended up with the conga line, and that was just the icing on the cake. But I think more often, more so, I think it was my friend who was surprised me barging through the door at 12:30 at night, and he told me he wasn't coming, and he comes in with 2 things of tequila and a thing of Grand Marnier, and he's like, "Who wants 40 grandmas?" I'm like, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "It's your birthday." And I would,
Right.
oh man, it was wild. Definitely one of my fondest memories. And he and I talk on the phone quite often, and we still talk about that. Remember that time you showed up at 12:30 and you told me, "Oh yeah, I remember."
So what is the mixture for the horny grandma again? Is it half and half?
Mm-mm. I think it is 2 parts the Hornitos tequila and 1 part of the Grand Marnier with margarita. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's just those 2 items, or it's in the actual margarita?
In a margarita.
Okay.
They made their own margarita mix because they were Mexican restaurants, so they had their own. Yeah, it wasn't from a bottle. It was from a bottle, but they made it fresh every day.
So. Okay, so Hornitos, because I have a Hornitos tequila that's supposed to have been aged in bourbon barrels.
Oh.
And I've only tasted it once. So we'll be tasting some Hornitos tequila with some, and I guess we'll make some horny grandma. We make a horny grandma.
Let's do it.
That time. Yeah, we're gonna make a horny grandma. Maybe we'll be doing a conga line on the TV.
Oh, this Anejo got me feeling good though. Okay. Let me tell you. Woo! Look at this. We done.
Oh my God. So tell me this. So while we taking these last sips, so tell me, did you ever get caught, since you was talking about the parties and stuff? Did you clean up like risky business? Parents didn't know anything?
The funny part is, right? We would clean up to the T, but it would be little stupid things. And my mom was good. She's still good about finding the little things, like the fridge would be moved like ever so slightly. She's like, "Why is the fridge moved? Why is the oven moved?
Why is the oven? What the hell were y'all doing on the oven?"
But she would, or the blinds too, or we had pictures, right? We had like a dry sink with pictures, but we would take the pictures down so they didn't get broken, and we would put them back up. And my mom would be like,
"Why the pictures moved?
Why the pictures moved?" I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean? That wasn't there when I left." "Yeah, it was." "No, it wasn't." Like, "No, it was. I promise." Like, no.
So you never got in trouble for it, because you always put things back the way it needed to be, and it was just a matter of.
Yeah, I mean, I got pooped for it, but I mean, I never really got in trouble for it because they really couldn't prove it.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, my mom was a detective, and everything that she said, like why the fridge was moved. Yeah, I mean, the fridge was moved because we had a huge party. Sure.
So what's your dad say? Did your dad say anything, or he was like, "That's my boy"?
Nah, he would pretty much stay out of it because if my mom needed it, he would come in. But most of the time, she would take care of it, and I would always promise, it was only a few of us. It was like 3 of us. 30. It was like 3 of us. It was only.
You had to take the pictures down. I doubt it.
Yeah, it was just me, Justin, Matt. Like, she's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "I promise." I was like, "Well, we did play that game with the ball and the cup." I would tell her every time I was beer pong, and she'd never remember. And I was like, "That's why we took the pictures down, and we didn't take a picture of how they were up. So we just." "Are you lying to me?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. I swear."
And you didn't lie. You did say you was playing the game and that's what you did. You may have lied about how many people were there, but you know.
Oh God! Oh, the crazy
Oh my
part is my
God.
mom watches some of these lives. So, Mom, I hope you don't find this one.
You know what? It's hilarious sometimes nowadays when you can
Would
tell
laugh.
parents stuff that you used to do. It's like, what you gonna do
Uh-huh.
now? Like,
Yeah.
what you gonna do?
Hmm.
It was done. It was done.
That
So
house is sold, and you're gone from that house. I'm gone
e-
from that house.
exactly. And this was what, college,
Hmm.
high school,
Yeah,
college.
and the high school to college. Yeah,
You were bad in high school, having party at the house in high school.
yeah, yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, you was the bad one. I didn't have the guts to bring a bunch of people in my house, but I would sneak like my boyfriend in the house though. Because
Ah,
it's easy to get one person out the house than to get everybody out the house. It's too much evidence. You
yeah.
just bring one person and it's like as if no one was here. You know, you bring a bunch of people, you can't, they break stuff, they knock stuff down, stuff is missing. I don't know.
There was definitely one of those parties that definitely got out of hand. I don't remember if it was a birthday or summer bash, but there was upwards to 60 people at my house, in my little one-story house, backyard, front yard, inside. And yeah, things got out of hand, and people were screeching away and doing not donuts, but like those peeling out, and
Yeah.
my yeah.
Any
That wasn't
tissue
good.
on the trees?
No, they never did that. They never did that. But somebody at that party, they ended up throwing a fart bomb in my mailbox. So that was fun to clean up, and that smelled like obviously fart
Oh no.
too. And
Oh
around the backyard too, they threw a few fart bombs because there were people congregated in the back. So I don't remember who it was. I don't remember, but they went around and they lit up like 5 fart bombs in the backyard. Everybody's like, "Oh, what's that smell? Oh,
oh
that's
no.
nasty." Yeah, oh
No,
yeah.
no, 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 no.
People peeled out, and I was just like, yeah. And I was already too drunk to have been even hosting the party. So yeah, that goes down in embarrassing moments. But I'm not sure if there was tequila there. I'm sure there was so many other different liquors there and beers and other things.
It was
So
probably just a mixture of whatever
mixture
they
of it.
brought. Just pour it on in there.
Yeah, and now you
Wow.
guys know why I'm an old soul at 36, because I did all that crap in my 20s. Scott, why do you act 70 when you're 37? Well, that's why. Because I aged myself in my 20s 3 times over.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I love having these shots and drinks and tequila talks with you, Scott.
I do
And
too.
I think it's time to end this episode.
Yeah, that's right. I'm out of tequila.
I know. Look,
Go ahead and
I
call
could
it.
say me too, but I do have the bottle here, but I'm not pouring anymore. More tequila, por favor.
More tequila. And I didn't even need my ice. Look at that.
See, look at that. You didn't even need the ice. Well, anyway, Scott, what do you have coming? What do you have? Let people know what your lineup is during the week.
My lineup during the week. So Wednesdays, I go live with Mr. Warmstrong Adventures, and I do a cruise talk live. You can find a variety of different things on my channel. But I start off on Wednesdays with a cruise talk live at 7 p.m. EST with Mr. Warmstrong. On Thursdays, I do a Thirsty Thursday trivia, which is on various different topics, from cruises to spirits to Halloween to holidays. There's all different kinds of trivias each week. 80s, we go back to the 80s, we go back to the 70s, 90s. And I do that at 9 p.m. EST, a little bit later. We get a little risque in Thirsty Thursday. And then we go to Friday, which is even more risky, for the Match Game Live with Carnival Cruise Addicts and Cruise Life TV. And we do that at 8 p.m. EST every single Friday. So, and then Saturday, I have my podcast on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. And then Monday, I am live with Elisa from Elisa's Adventures in Cruising and Chet from Sea Lake Journeys at 8:30 in the morning Eastern, and we do a little the Conscious Cruiser podcast, the Know Before You Go. That is all about cruising, and the Know Before You Goes for cruising, dress codes and tips and all that other kinds of topics for cruisers. So yeah, you can find a variety of different things on my channel.
You just everywhere, Scott. just everywhere. When are you gonna get your own cruise line? Like, you know,
that'd be great. The Scott Cruise Line.
yes, definitely. On the line every night.
Conga line every
All
night.
your grandmas. Well, it was a pleasure having you here, Scott.
Yes,
and I
likewise.
can't wait to get with you again on the next Shots with Scott.
That's right.
So if you haven't, those of you out there, go on over to Scott's channel. Go ahead and subscribe. Make sure that you watch the videos. Share it out with those that you know, those that you don't know.
That's
Make
right.
sure you hit those like buttons while you're watching as well. And if you like this video, please hit that like button and share it out as well. And until next time, Shots with Scott. See you next time, Scott.
And thanks, Tanya, for having me.
You're welcome.
Bye.
See y'all. Cheers.
For the real one. For the real one. For the real one. Have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real ones.